There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
This equation has 4 factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to 0. And that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to 0. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to 0. That's back from high school algebra. But let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, health care, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
We recognize different ages for different purposes. We recognize 18 for the draft. We recognize 16 for driving in some states. We recognize 21 for drinking. So we recognize different ages for different purposes. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Could I have a second to engage that?
Certainly. I'll yield to the gentleman from Kentucky.
Would the chairman join me in co-sponsoring a bill to raise the draft age to 21?
No.
But the chairman feels that their brains aren't fully formed at 18, 19, and 20.
The research does indicate that in certain respects, but the Selective Service needs, I mean, if the country needs people, it needs people.
It needs people whose brains aren't fully formed?
In certain respects, yes.
I yield back.
Hoping that mine is fully formed at 40.
I hope so.
Do you, Mr. Gates?
I hope so.
Yeah, we won't put that.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure. Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys.
The best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, from Charlotte, another line going from in Florida down to Tampa.
Of Putin's kleptocracy, yeah.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put the idea that Los Angeles and what am I doing here? For 2 reasons. One, we haven't been able to communicate it in a way that is, let me say another way. But the nature, not a solid meeting with they make a very good point. Here's the deal. Here's what drives the driver in the states that are affected. Here's what you can do, the drivers.
We want to expand pre-K for 3- and 4-year-olds, millions of pre-K students.
The let's be clear. I hear it all the time. Cumulative deficit reduction, pay for the program.
And I'm just sick of seeing him. I know he says he's going to retire. Someone needs to grab that little elf and chuck him across the Potomac.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore.
Welcome back to another night of Stick with Koolfrogg. You know, it seems to be that there's a running issue every single night. I think he just does it so that I keep on saying his name. I think he does it on purpose. I think he actually goes to the point of sitting back and just waiting, thinking that he's showing up fashionably late and trying to get me to say his name. Nobody say his name. Just don't say it. Backspace. Take it out of your. Take his name out of it. We're not going to say the name. We're going to stay away from trying to say anything that has to do with him. We're going to assume it's a him. Just don't go there. Let's go say hi to everybody. Jay-Z, Michael Malloy on panel. No, Michael Malloy is not on a panel. I'm being rated by Madcore Mofo. That's always awesome. I love being rated by Madcore Mofo. Let's give you a video. So, but JC, no, usually don't have panels during the week. Those are usually Fridays and Saturdays. Maybe special occasions. Hello, Jess. Let's see. Melissa Jane. How's it going, dear? TR, Ash, Nico. I don't like how big this is. I wish I could make my pictures smaller when I'm in here by myself. It doesn't allow me to. It only allows me to do it once there's somebody else in the room with me. Just this big, huge dude. Couldn't imagine watching this on a 52-inch screen. That's crazy. Sup, Victor? The Michael Malloy Show. How's it going, my man? Good to see you. Glad you're here today. Enjoy yourself. Trucker John. I did say hi to Ash, right? Robin? What's up, Robin? How are you doing? Good to see you. Debbie? Good stuff. Tom Landry. So this is part of that raid. Phil. Nico. I think I already said hi to you already, but we'll say hi to you again. Why not? Koolfrogg likes getting railed by Madcore Mofo. I mean, not really. It's nothing that I really get into. Bridget Buckley. I like how she calls me Froggy Frog. It's good stuff. Lucky Chucky. Bunch of people in here. About 20 some odd people in here. Maybe I should just read some news to you until co-host decides to show up. I'm pretty sure he might have something to say about a couple of these. So maybe might not read this news in order. Might not read it in order. I like how he doesn't talk to me all day long. Doesn't say a word. That unspoken person. Don't ask where he is. gonna play his game. Sometimes I wonder how Koolfrogg is, isn't it? Not enough. Just saying. Why would you ask such a question, Nico? Memento Mori said his name. Shirts. Nope. Batman is still in his crypt. Come on, Batman. Let's go message him again. Go call him. Go make him wake up. Record half the conversation. Maybe all the conversation. I don't know. I don't know how much you guys can actually. Well, make him show up. Trucker John says, I'm doing an impromptu live stream right now just to check cell signal. We'll be signing off soon. So, let's see here. Trucker John. So this is Trucker John. Let me see. Have y'all met Trucker John before? If you haven't met Trucker John, he's a pretty cool guy. Let me share the screen here real fast. So, looks like Trucker John's.
So anyhow, I'm just sitting here in West
Just
Valley,
sitting there.
Utah. I'm checking out Koolfrogg's live stream on my iPhone. I got the iPad going. That's what I'm doing.
I'm watching you.
Was a cool guy, even though we are diametrically opposed.
So
hey, hi there. Cool. Hi. I'm just
So a special guest of Trucker John, I guess.
I'm in a place that has sort of a iffy signal, and I just was testing it for my live stream tomorrow morning that I do at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So I was just doing a sort of a test run on it.
Huh. Well, that's fun. He's doing a test run. If you haven't checked out the Mike Miller show, you really kind of should. He's kind of a cool guy. He does come from the other's perspective of the political spectrum. He's very interesting to hear what that side has to say, and that he's willing to actually hang out with us and share his perspective with, as opposed to running away from us and screaming at us and telling us how worthless we are and this, that, and the other. So you really kind of maybe want to check him out if you're interested. He's kind of a fun guy.
I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here
again. I'm gonna let him go away from that for now. But yeah, that's a fun little plug for him. Anybody that's interested in somebody that's a trucker going around doing this stuff, the interesting one is while I'm showing such a thing, I get somebody such as a fake account throwing up vulgar words that my mods have to go and take care of. If you're listening to this, you're thinking of coming in here with anybody else and doing that stuff tonight, I don't care. Have fun. I got plenty of mods. Yeah, absolutely, Trucker John. Anytime, my man. Let me know when you want to do something. We'll throw a left/right party or something or other. We'll throw a couple people together and figure out something different. But that being said, Koolfrogg, pull up my warning to them on screen. Dear trolls, if you want to fuck around and find out today, I will instantly ban you. Play with me. Well, Jessica has a lot of pull around here. I'm telling you right now. Go ahead. Do what she said. Mess around. Find out. I'm Mr. Malloy. Dude, we always got your back, dude. Wherever you're going. You got your own little Todd Buttshine. Nice to see you. I've seen a couple other comments from you. I see that you're around. How's it going? How are you? And with that kind of an odd last name, we do have to ask a couple questions. Are you an actual person and not a bot? So, I mean, it's something like a bot would say. You said buttshine. What's up, Raleigh? I mean, Roger, little bunny. Who let these? Okay, that one. We are friends of Mike Malloy. You run around with names like that, and you're friends of Mike Malloy. Are you sure you're friends with Mr. Malloy? Because when it comes to Mr. Malloy, the actual Michael Malloy show, being a mod of this channel, he knows those names. Mr. Malloy, do you see Roger Little Bunny Buttfucker? Do you see that? Is this one of your friends? Can you legitimately say that this is your friend? If you can't see those names, make sure you hit the live chat button and not the top chat. Don't be like that. Just if he was going to be around tonight, so that way. I mean, I don't know if he had followers that were going to follow him. If I was going to allow him to come up here, if he was wanting to. Not that I know of. Well, Mr. Malloy, it's good to know. Good to know. Okay, not that I know. So, Jessica took care of both of them? Jessica, did you take care of both of them? Was hidden. Thank you. Because, yes, we do like all people. But when it comes down to picking on people that are around here, except for Buttshot. I mean, I asked the question before, because, maybe it was just somebody being cute. Because there's people that do that. There's people that have fun and make up weird names. They're pricks. Chat today, yeah. It's strange how from day to day it can just change randomly on what's actually happening It just who's saying what? If he fucks around, he'll find out. No worries. Of course, Jess. I know you got him. But if they're gonna stick around, because though they're blocked, they just can't interact, so they can still watch. So if they're still here, if they're still listening, if they're trying to create another account, buttfucker3, whatever, I don't care. Stop it. Apparently you're not friends with the person that you say you're friends with, Mr. Buttshine. He said buttshine. Are you kidding me right now? Is that even close to funny? Jess, why don't you come in here? We'll do some news. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's one thing to how far do we take things? When do you just stop crossing the line where you're just like, well, let's stop these people from harassing? Do we turn on subscriber mode real quick? And you go like that, and so there you go. Now you want to harass me? Now you got to subscribe to the.
About time, Boomer. I told you to turn on subscriber mode like 10 minutes ago. Jeez.
Well, of
I love
course.
you, though.
She did. Yeah. It is what it is. Maybe we should put one of these up. Do this one. Like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
Because I don't normally ask. I don't sit there and be like, oh, you should make sure that you hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Share. Subscribe. Subscribe now.
Smash that like button. Smash it.
And that's why I turn on subscriber mode. Because, without subscriber mode, I forget to ask for subscriptions. So it's like, well, here. You want to interact? Come interact. Those, if you're just listening, go ahead, smash it real quick. Get going here. We'll do something.
I was about to sing it. With the song, but I'm not going to do it.
You're going to... Let's do it.
I'm going to put it in the private chat.
No.
No, I don't want to say it out loud.
You're going to make me sing it? Smash it real good.
No, look at the private chat. We were listening to that song the other day.
Smash it now, smash it good, smash it just like you should.
Like my neck, my back. Do you get it now? Smash it now, smash it good, smash it just like you should.
There you go. I got her to do it.
Well, yeah, because you killed it.
This is the best way to do it. Just kill it. Make somebody else try doing it better.
Mm-hmm. Debbie. Oh, she's so silly. I love her. Oh, the likes are matching the view counts. Love this.
Debbie says she smashed it with her fat ass. That's awesome. 2020. Well, okay, I suppose.
It's showing 21 by me.
Well, even better. Even better.
Hey, Koolfrogg makes a new graphic card. So, like, if you could
Yeah,
donate,
well,
I'm posting
I,
the
I suppose I
link.
should try producing some decent. I didn't have a lot of time today. I really didn't. But I was scrolling around and I found a couple other things. I think I was going to do this one at the very end of the show, but I'm going to do it now because the stuff that I want to cover during the show, I'm hoping AmericaShirts will eventually bring himself in here. I mean, we can chant for him if you want. We'll do the chant after that, after this article's over. So this is 12-year-old girl allegedly shoots her father and herself as part of a murder pact with another girl. I found this a little interesting. I'm like, what the heck? So it says Park
How
County
old?
Sheriff's 12. Sheriff's Office investigators allege that 12-year-old Texas girl shot her father, then herself, in a murder pact she made with a friend. The sheriff's office posted about the ongoing investigation on Facebook on Thursday afternoon, accusing the young girl from Weatherford, Texas, of shooting herself and her father around 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Authorities found the 12-year-old girl lying in the street near her home. She had a apparent gunshot wound to her head, and authorities discovered a handgun underneath her. Her father, 38, was discovered inside their home, suffering from a gunshot wound to the abdomen. Officers said they believed the girl shot her father inside the home, fled the scene, and then shot herself in the street. The child and her father were taken to local hospitals by air ambulance. The sheriff's office has not commented on the girl's or her father's condition or whether any changes may have been against the child. Law enforcement alleged the young girl was involved in a murder pact with another girl from 230 miles away in Lufkin, Texas. Both girls conspired for weeks and agreed to murder their families and pets, as said the sheriff's office. According to authorities, after the murders, the 12-year-old from Weatherford was supposed to drive to Lufkin to pick up her friend so they could run away together to Georgia. The girl from Lufkin was accused of plotting to murder her family. However, she did not go through with the pact. At this time, she is charged with criminal conspiracy by the Parker County Sheriff's Office. Lufkin police are also investigating the situation. Since the suspects are children, their names and the name of the wounded father will not be released to protect the children's identities. Parker County Sheriff Russ Authier, in the age of the juveniles and the sensitive case matter, information released regarding this case will be limited. The Lufkin Police Department made the statement on Facebook regarding the incident. We would like to take this moment to remind parents that it is so important to know who their children's friends are, whether at school, on social media, or even online gaming platforms and other places like, Discord, a very disturbed young lady that got tied up in the wrong situation. I really find it disturbing that there's people out there that are actually creating little packs to go and run away from their family life, because family life right now is so horrible, being, even what they consider middle class these days.
I'll tell you what it is. You know what it is? It's these parents letting their kids be all up on social media, giving them phones at a young age, giving them all this access to all that shit online. That's what it is. Sorry. Rant over. Proceed.
Oh, okay. You sure you don't have anything more to say about that?
Yeah, basically it's these damn kids getting a phone at like freaking 9 years old and having all this access to all these different apps and websites and all these networks and all this crap, and the parents are not like, okay, I get they're giving them the phones and stuff for like emergencies, but they're not putting very much parental control into it, so they're not keeping
and there's
tabs
not
on their
really much
kids.
control that on most of these platforms either. I mean, we all use these platforms every day.
Yeah.
You know, we know how they actually work. We use them every day. We've met each other. We've met everybody that's in our chat for the most. You know, through YouTube, kind of bled over into Discord and a couple of other places. You know, like Twitters or whatever else, and we're following each other and what we're all doing, and you know, kind of sort of, I don't know who's paying attention to who more. I really have too much going on to really follow that many people in particular, you know, myself. But when get into packs like this young lady did, and you're going around with handguns and, you know, shooting your dad, shooting yourself, mistakenly, because apparently she was supposed to run away in this scheme with her friend from another city from 230 miles away. So, I mean, what did they know about each other? How much did they know about each other? They didn't, I mean, how much do any of us know about each other, really, when it comes down to it? Do we really know each other that well?
I don't know you, stranger danger.
Well, right.
Weirdo.
Other than the fact that we hang out with each other every single day, all day long, you know, beside the point, you know, when you know, you just still, because we don't sit next to each other, we don't, you know, there's energies that, you know, come along with actually being in the same room with each other. Now, could you imagine if they were successful and they both had actually taken out their families and their pets and made it to Georgia like they wanted to? What's in Georgia for them?
So Nico is asking me, yeah, but what are they watching to reach the conclusion to murder your family? Live Leak or Amityville? It's, you know, I've actually seen on different social media platforms, because I do have little cousins and I do monitor them. I have seen on different social media platforms where adults go in there, and some of the platforms are like Roblox, for example. You know, you'd think, oh, a bunch of kids go in there and they play. There are adults that literally sneak in there and they try to get into these kids' heads and you know, try to teach them to do that shit. Like there was a couple years ago, there was something like the whale game or something like that. Oh, oops, I don't know. Was it? Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? Or like little Momo crap?
I don't even know what the heck you just said, so.
Oh, okay, cool. I guess we'll find out. But like, it's basically it's all these little platforms that show areas that are intended for kids, and these evil adults going in there, and they're what's it called?
Maps?
Not maps.
What do you? Oh, okay.
They're like encouraging the kids to do all of this shit, like go turn on the stove when your parents are sleeping, go do this and that, go self-harm, stuff like that.
Oh, there's some weird
All
shit out in this
over. It's
world.
all over. It's
It
disgusting.
is really amazing. Some of the stuff that you can actually run into.
Mm-hmm.
Go dig around on the internet. Only if you're over 18, and just dig around for a little while and just kind of put some weird, things together. You'd be surprised what you can actually dig around and find out and get to know about. And then you have to actually, if you get that excited and interested in what it actually is, actually going to that point of being excited enough to keep going, because you're gonna wanna know more. You're gonna be like, there has to be more. There just has to be more, and you get entrapped in it, and it can be disturbing. Come on, AmericaShirts. Let's do this. Let's do the rest of this news. Where are we? 36 minutes. Everybody, make sure you check out Jessica Reloaded, because
You don't have to. It's fine.
they should. No, you really should. You really you know what's better? What's funner to watch than a pretty girl play video games?
That's not all I do. I rant about people too.
The last couple of shows have actually been a lot different than they ever had been, and I'm glad that you're expanding your I don't know what you call it, your repertoire.
I guess.
Shirts. Couch.
Oh yeah, I specifically made that whole emoji lineup. It's the American flag, a bat, and a shirt. And I put
And
it in
you
my
see what
notepad.
it shows me?
No, what does it show you?
It's showing me shirts US bat, shirts US bat, shirt
Oh, that's
US
so
bat.
lame.
It doesn't show a flag. Let me see if I can show this on screen. There you go. Look
Oh,
at
it
that.
shows on the screen.
Everybody
still
can
not
see that
showing
there's
by
everybody can see that there's a US flag. Oh, that's awesome. At least everybody else can see it. But nope, nothing. Every time somebody puts a flag, it doesn't show any flags for me.
I'll take a picture of it and send it to you on Discord so you can see what it looks like.
No, I just pulled up my studio quick here, and I took a quick glance. 22 people here, 22 likes. Clearly not everybody hit that like button. Hit it. Smash it. Jump on it.
Smash it so hard. Okay, I'll stop.
Grind it. Rub your taint against it. Well, I didn't have any other, I mean, I guess this one kind of can. Most of these are political, so just saying. We're going political.
Woo!
Let's see, let's try this one. Have you joined the coolest new MAGA site yet? So apparently there's a new site out there for us Trump fans. So it says co-founder and citizen journalist led news website The Ronald Brian Koolfrogg appeared on Steve Bannon's War Room Friday morning to share his new and popular site is already changing the news game. The reader controls the news narrative, and the Ronald.win without any big tech agenda driven censorship or foreign interference. So the Ronald.win, should we pull this site up? You interested?
Do it. Wait, no. Do you know if it's safe or not?
Oh, it's safe.
Okay, do it.
It's safe. It's safe for the most, as long as you don't start clicking into things. So the Ronald.win, it's kind of a different style of setup. Kind of reminds you of like a Reddit board to a point. Just so I have not set up an account yet, so don't go looking for me if you're in there. I just haven't done it yet. There you go. Look at that. The Ronald. You can see it's kind of set up a little different. Bunch of different articles. People upvoting things. You know, like I said, just kind of like a Reddit. A little bit, similar to that. Basic sign-ups. A little different styles of articles. I was actually thinking of checking it out and seeing if it might be something that might actually give me some articles that would be interesting to read to everybody here. I really don't know. It might be kind of fun and interesting to find out. But I'm not going to click on any of these because I don't know what's inside of them. I don't know how safe they are, but this is the Ronald.win. As you can see, I'm going backwards through some of my stuff because, the stuff at the beginning is the stuff that he's going to have an opinion on.
Where is he? Do you want me to try to call him? Did you try already?
I tried to, but he hung up on me.
I'll try to call him on Discord.
That's what I used.
When I called him yesterday, he lit up green right away. I was like, I see you. I'm on you right now.
Come on, AmericaShirts. Who? Yeah, you. Anyway, check out the Ronald.win. I thought it was an interesting little site. Yeah, we're just going to sit around and we're going to wait. 23 people here. 23 people. I mean, we're sadly, not interesting enough for 23 people with no content.
Yeah, he's not answering. Wow.
Come on, dude. So then let's see here. Let's keep going. What's up, Shorter Cook? Kayleigh McEnany's Fox News show just got huge news. This is former Trump White House press secretary Kayleigh McEnany meteoric rise to cable news stardom does not surprise anyone who has followed her in the press conferences. She was actually very fun to watch, and she was very poignant, on the point, and she seriously would give people their answers, and she would actually look up at them as opposed to just reading the answer out of the book. And she had a huge book of answers. It was great. A pro at fast thinking and has what it takes to rise up to as a political commentator with the likes of Hannity and Carlson. Her Fox News show, Outnumbered, is a popular addition to the lineup for the viewers of the network. An hour-long show features a female panel of 4 and 1 lucky guy, which is a guest slot. The show tackles headline stories from all angles and perspectives. I think the show might actually be a hit. I think it would be actually really kind of interesting. McEnany herself is very intelligent. It doesn't really go into who else is really joining her. I wish it really did. But it's going to be her show. So this is, she went viral again on Thursday. She rebuked a potentially false claim that Georgia Democratic gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams regarding fetal heart tones. There's no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It is a manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of the woman's body. Abrams said it a week during the campaign. I believe that the abortion is a medical decision, not a political decision. Arbitrary, politically defined timelines are deeply problematic because they ignore the reality of medical and physiological issues. She added in a clip tweeted by the Republican National Committee, which also accused Abrams of supporting no limits on abortion. So, I mean, she's gone after Abrams several times in the past, I don't know, six-ish years or whatever, since she'd been press secretary for Trump. And being that she's actually pushing her way through to be, doing this kind of stuff, and she's actually, pushing for some of the rights that some of us might be looking for, it's very interesting what Kayleigh McEnany might actually do in the future. She is still around. Make sure you actually check her out on Fox. It looks like she's going to do the new show. Like I said, I wish it actually went into it more. But she's going to have a new show coming. I'm excited for it. Again, these are supposed to be the articles that were at the end of the show. I'm working my way backwards. We're going to get started into some heavier news. We can do these ones. You ready, Freddie?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Here you go. There's DeSantis provides an update on Hurricane Ian, prompts evacuations. We did kind of hit on this yesterday, and we'll continue to hit on it because it's going to be a big story. And the reason I say I think it's going to be a big story is because of what they've actually done to increase prompts on this. Is they're actually saying that it's actually increased itself to a category 3. I thought it was on this one that they actually said it. So that's the other one. I had another one. I had another one that actually showed the category 3 reading. Either way, it looked like it was working itself up to a category 3. It could be category 3 by Monday if it's not already. It should be hitting a category 2, which would be 100 miles an hour, pushing water and wind up and around shore. We've all recognized these types of storms, and we know what they're capable of doing.
Hope our Florida friends are safe.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, we're going to get kind of political, so to go along with it.
Check your PayPal, brother. From another mother. Yeah, that was weird. Sorry, I take it back. Just check your PayPal, okay?
Check your PayPal. Okay, I'll check it. So then I was going to do this real quick. So this is the narrative is changing to gas prices. So it's like you notice. You notice as time progresses that we always have the tendency to change narratives. Like narratives change almost on a regular basis. What's that?
They changed the narrative to fit the current narrative that they're trying to push.
Oh, well, right. I mean, if it can fit the current situation and everything that's going on, so they can actually try pushing blame. is what they're doing, as opposed to actually just sucking it up, buttercup. They're going along with it and trying to push it along as being something else. That so now they're going to go and they're going to push narrative is changing again as gas for gas prices, and they're going to blame this current hurricane that's coming at us. That's what they're currently doing. They're blaming the hurricane. We'll get into this article here in a second. I'm checking my PayPal. I should just go check the email because the email is going to give me a message if there was one. So,
Yep.
see, it looks like
I agree with Phil. Stock market killer.
y'all are awesome. So it looks like Robin put $20.17. That's the exchange rate from Canada to the United States.
Sheesh.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. And Jess, thank you for the 50.
You're welcome.
Makes
I
me
got a
want to go
raise,
take a
so I
shot.
figured I'd share the wealth,
Nice.
No.
Nice. Share the wealth. Share it. We all
Share the
need some assistance. We all need some assistance right now. Trying to make my videos better, and I need a better graphics card to do that. There's something that I'd like to do, and it's just not working because I don't have the capability to do so. Let me see here. Let's check the other side real quick, just because. All right.
I'll be back.
She
I
did
gotta
two of them?
take my dog's toy away from him. He's being annoying.
Dang, she gave me two $10 yesterday.
Be right back.
That's awesome. Okay. I'm going to read this article here real quick. So this is for some time now, the Biden administration and the Democratic allies have been gleefully claiming that Americans have been able to save a pretty penny when it comes to gas prices falling. Missing from their narrative is that it's still much higher under it's still much higher under the Trump administration, as the Lee has highlighted in recent days. Gas prices rose again last week. So we all remember in the last few weeks, month or so or whatever, prices kind of dropped a little bit and they started to decline for a short bit or whatever. And basically what he did is he took away the federal tax. So there was no federal tax that was going against all of your gas purchases, which eventually is going to come back. This is just your regular taxes that are actually, rising to actually, take care of some of the inflation in your local areas, in your state areas. So I mean, it's if you just imagine what it's going to look like come holiday season here, and they're going to be pushing for, oh, you should just stay home anyway. You should just stay home anyway because gas prices are going to be so exorbitant. It's going to be ridiculous. There's going to be an awful lot of upset people. So it says Florida is now expected to face Hurricane Ian, and along with that, so is the changing narrative. So now the hurricane is to blame for those gas prices. As our friends in the Twitchy highlighted, The Hill put out in the Nexstar Media Wire piece on Monday afternoon highlighting rising gas prices is Hurricane Ian to blame. As it turns out, the article mentioned is it's not, but don't worry just yet. AAA told Nation News that gas prices are going up slightly because the refinery issues in the West Coast and the Midwest, but because of the hurricane headed toward, and not because of the hurricane headed toward Florida. AAA said Hurricane Ian won't have an impact on gas prices because the storm would have to head toward the refineries near Texas and Louisiana instead of Florida. For the people in the path of the Hurricane Ian, GasBuddy launched a new app to help residents find fuel and power sources during the storm. Users of the app will also be able to report to the gas station whatever. If the gas station's out of fuel, you'll be able to report it. So also mentioned is how gas prices also rose the same day as the Federal Reserve announced another interest rate hike as part of an effort to ease inflation and keep the nation from entering a recession. Again, like I just said, they took away one part of it. They didn't take away all of it. It's still going to increase. And then once the other part comes back, we're going to be so screwed. Gas prices are going to be so bad. And it's going to be coming very soon. I hope everybody's kind of, ready for this winter and has enough food to, make it through most of it. Really start paying attention to what you're doing. There's no mention of how the Biden administration has been taking credit for lower gas prices, but seeks to escape all blame when it comes to rising gas prices. There's also no mention of how Governor Ron DeSantis has made it so that Floridians can easily receive supplies, including fuel. He says, in preparation of Tropical Storm Ian, I directed my Florida Department of Transportation to waive weight restrictions for commercial trucks to ensure ample fuel and resources are coming into Florida. So, I mean, he actually waived, weight restrictions to make sure that there was plenty of fuel coming in for people to actually be able to get out of there. Because, they did actually put warnings up or whatever. They want people to actually evacuate on purpose. That's why I said there's another article in here and it seems to be missing. Must have clicked something wrong. Let's see here. As of Monday night, the tweet currently has 27 quote tweets. Many of them point out the great lengths of outlet is going to so as to protect the administration. There's a bunch of different, like I said, there's a bunch of quote tweets. Dear Lord, the Olympic medal worthy gymnastics to cover for Biden was in here 2 weeks ago when it started rising. No, had nothing to do with it. And there it is, folks. We knew the blame would go somewhere. And exactly, that's what it does every single time. They change the direction of it and they say, oh, what's this push the narrative over there? They're using something that could be very, very dangerous and could actually remove lives of people that we know if they don't evacuate from those current areas or whatever, and they try riding it out like they're going to live. You just never know what's going to happen. And they're going to go and they're going to point fingers at it and say, oh, that's why gas prices. So we can actually go and increase prices even more now to make it look like it isn't such a slap in the face when it goes up later. Because you know damn well it's going to. They told you that they took it down for a little bit. And now it's going to go back up. And it's going to go back up a lot. It's going to go up so much, it's going to be ridiculous. Anybody that just got raises or whatever from work thinking they're going to actually make something or something, hopefully you don't have to drive too far. You'd be just putting it right into the gas tank to do the same thing that you're already doing. Let's see. Come on, AmericaShirts.
I was totally muted and I didn't realize it. My bad.
Did you have something to say?
No.
You should.
What do you want me to say?
She's like, I already said it and didn't catch it, so too bad.
I don't repeat myself. I'm just joking.
So nothing. You good?
Yep.
Okay.
Because I totally forgot what I was going to say too. So
Let's see here. Robin, good night. Sleep well. If you're still here.
Nico.
Looks like it's been 4
We just need
minutes.
electric cars like in Cali. Oh, wait. Right?
Yeah, no. Nico also said, on the other hand, the federal rates are going up. Great point. They just, rates just went up on everything or whatever. So, I mean, being that, they took the rates away for a short bit and then they raised the rates and then they go and slap it back on there. They're seriously going to slap it back on there. You're just going to slap it right across our faces. You're like, here you go. Pay for those gas prices.
It already went up. I filled up the truck yesterday and it took at least, it was like, I think it was 109 was my total.
Phil, Trump, 210, Biden, $4. 330. Trump inflation under 1%. Biden over 8%. It's like there's quite the conversation that was going on here in chat. Just kind of scrolling back through, making sure that nobody had anything major that I should be.
Oh, Phil is hilarious. He said,
This
this
keeps
keeps
going.
going. I have to start stealing my drugs from Hunter Biden.
I bet he gets a really good price. I bet that price on those are like premium prices at all points in time. Because there's no way that a person does that much doesn't get a deal. You know he does.
Oh, for sure. Sure. Oh,
He probably looks at his guy and he's like, make sure I don't get any of that fentanyl.
Did you see what Short Order Cook said? Short Order Cook said, I bet HB gets a discount. The dealer can have a meeting with his dad. That, that's a possibility, actually. He uses his
No, it'd be
select.
the first thing that they do for each other.
Mm-hmm. Wait, doesn't his dad pay for it anyways? Doesn't he give him money or something like that?
Deal price on crack rocks? Yeah, Nico. If you've ever done drugs before, when you always buy a larger amount for a lower price.
Like going to Costco. When you buy a huge amount and you get a better deal.
It's like when you go to the store and you look at it and you're like, I need 6 cans of corn, and instead of grabbing 6 cans of corn for $1.50 a piece in single unit, you look over, there's a 6-pack of corn for $6 for $1 per unit. What do? You buy the better price.
Or you buy 6 jars of peanut butter.
I got like 20 jars. I got 20 jars of peanut butter sitting around my house right now because there's like $1 thing of peanut butter right now for Skippy peanut butter. I'm like, all right.
That's why I was teasing you, because I remember you telling me about that earlier.
They totally sold. When somebody comes up with a good price on something,
Absolutely. We love a good
I'm
deal.
good. I'm good. I'm now good on peanut butter for the next, even if the kid ate a jar a week, or I'm good. I'm good for the next 6 months if he does a week. He doesn't do it a week. He does it like doesn't stay. He does it in stages. Like he's like, this week it's peanut butter. Next week it won't be.
Oh, he needs a palate cleanse. That's why.
Well, right. It's because he's a little kid and he doesn't get that. He knows what he likes and he's like, yeah, let's do that. This kid's growing so much, I swear. I woke him up at 3:00 and he went back down at 8, and he's still out. Just sleep.
I mean, that'd be good if he slept through the night. You can get him back on a good sleep schedule.
Well, yeah, we'll see how that works. Get stuck sitting up with him all night.
It's okay. He's cute. He's worth it.
So let's see here. Who else did we have? Like I said, I'm working backwards. So, Kring Jean-Pierre. This lady.
Oh, God.
So, you see the headline on there. It says, White House urges conversation on Atlanta Braves name change on same day Biden hosts the team.
What do you know?
Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. You called them Atlanta Braves. Take away everything that is theirs and make them change their name. I've talked to some and asked natives of this land how they feel about these names on teams, and they're like, no, dude, it's cool. It's awesome because you're actually, depicting us as being these, fearless monsters. It's like, do you see a team that's called the White Boys?
No, absolutely not.
Why do we have such an issue with calling teams what they are? Let them have whatever name they want. Why are we sitting there throwing politics into sports?
Because they're trying to use politics to make everything about race, and then they want to end racism, but they're the ones creating it.
But that's exactly what they're pushing and they're perpetrating is racism.
Exactly. They're causing the divide. They're not helping it. So.
The president hosting the Atlanta Braves today, wondering if you or the president has any thoughts about some of the controversial about the team name, the Braves name, the so-called tomahawk chop. Any thoughts on that?
So look, we believe that it's important to have this conversation, and Native American and Indigenous voices, they should be at the center of this conversation.
They should be at the center of this conversation?
That made my brain hurt. Trying to process
It made you think for a second, didn't it? You're like, what? I don't want anything to do with this. Because why? Because we don't care.
She wasn't even listening.
Most don't.
She wasn't even paying attention to what they were saying. She's like, and nodding her head, getting ready to say,
That's
I don't have a question.
That's what she does all the time. For almost every answer coming from the White House. Yeah, exactly. It's coming from the White House. We think it's important that we have this conversation. What? It's important to have the conversation?
Why do they even do these press releases if they don't even answer any questions or have They don't really have any conversation, to be honest.
Who's the indigenous voice that they're going to pick? Elizabeth Warren? Pocahontas herself? I mean, there's... It's really ridiculous because if you... I would almost assume, and I don't know everybody, I really don't, that most natives would seriously not have an issue with this. Be like, let them have the name.
Yeah, it's not even an issue making it an issue. I have
Guess
native
it's the
friends.
Caucasian house now.
Right?
Oh, I mean, come on, AmericaShirts.
Yeah, come on. I'm not that good at political commentary.
I mean, and this one's sports related, you know. So when it comes down to it, you know, it's just like, you know, from the sports side of things.
You know who would be good at answering sports questions? Nerd.
I bet he would. What a nerd. Let's just move on. Oh, okay. I can't end with this, so we're going to go all the way to the very beginning of the episode and what we were supposed to cover first. Because I figured by now, an hour and 10 minutes, you know, AmericaShirts would have his
Good to
butt
see
here.
you. Pam's here.
Hello, Pam. Look at that. Putin grants Russian citizenship to U.S. whistleblower Edward Snowden. Isn't that interesting? As of today, Vladimir Putin signed a decree on Monday granting Russian citizenship to the U.S. whistleblower Edward Snowden. Snowden, 39, a former U.S. intelligence contractor, has been living in Russia since 2013 to escape prosecution of the U.S. after leaking secret files published by The Guardian that revealed vast domestic and international surveillance operations carried out by the U.S. National Security Agency. In 2020, Snowden said that he and his then pregnant wife were applying for Russian citizenship in order not to be separated from their future son in an era of pandemics and closed borders. Russia granted them permanent residency rights the same year, paving way for him to obtain Russian citizenship. After years of separation from his parents, my wife and I desired to be separated from our sons. Snowden now, whose name appeared on the list of 72 foreign-born individuals from whom Putin is granting citizenship, said on Monday, after 2 years of waiting and nearly 10 years of exile, a little stability will make a difference for my family. I pray for the privacy for them and for us all. Putin's decree to grant Snowden citizenship quickly led to clips of social media that the whistleblower will soon be conscripted into the Russian army to fight in Ukraine as part of the country's nationwide mobilization campaign. Will Snowden be mobilized? Wrote Margarita, Snowden's Russian lawyer, Antonio Kucherina, told the state news agency RIA Novosti that his client could not be drafted because he had not previously served in the Russian armed forces. The lawyer added that Snowden's wife, Lindsay Mills, was also applying for Russian citizenship. The whistleblower largely keeps a low profile while living in Russia, occasionally posting photographs of his family in Moscow. He has said in 2019 that he is willing to return to the U.S. if he's guaranteed a fair trial. Snowden, who has previously criticized Kremlin's human rights in public about the country's invasion of Ukraine, prior to the war, he repeatedly voiced doubts that Russia would start a war, blaming the media for pushing the conflict. I've just lost confidence and had sharing my thinking on this particular topic continues to be useful because I called it wrong. Snowden wrote on Twitter on the 27th of February, 3 days after Russia sent its troops to Ukraine. Interesting. Will he be conscripted to the Russian military? Because they granted him citizenship and they're asking for all hands on deck for, most part. And if he's, intelligence for the U.S., wouldn't it be more cost effective for them to actually just say, here, go. Here's a gun. Have fun. Ha, 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 ha. And just laugh as he goes running down the path and gets shot from behind. Oops. Amanda Murray says, I'm 1/1000th Native American, just like Elizabeth Warren. And I say it's okay for them to call it the Braves.
Look at
Awesome.
Look what Pam said.
Getting to it. I was kind of
Why do you
looking
get?
through
I'm gonna go
everything.
put food for my dog.
Nice.
He's hungry.
For the dog.
For the
Why
baby.
did Edward Snowden want Russian citizenship? To keep himself there, as opposed to being deported and held on charges that the U.S. wants him held on. Do I agree that he shouldn't come back to the United States, to face charges? I really think there's some gray lines there that really need to be looked at, and everybody needs to pay attention to it. As far as what, why would he want it? So that he actually has a permanent residence. If he has a permanent residence, then he's a resident. He doesn't get kicked out. Now, if he gets conscripted, that could be really interesting. They will put Snowden in Siberia and watch him freeze. Welcome to Russia, comrade. Now, Snowden can be conscripted. Yeah, I mean, and that's the interesting one. Is if he's conscripted, if he can be conscripted, what is their regulation on conscription or whatever? This is anybody that they want. We here in the United States, they have an age limit. Myself at the age of 45, they most likely would not conscript me. Doing like my politics anyway. Like anyone who tells the truth, free Assange. That's another one is that free Julian Assange. Stop messing around with our, capable people out there. Every time I see her, I think of the Good Ship Lollipop song.
I think they're talking about Jean-Pierre. Whatever help. Korean something. Is it Korean Jean-Pierre?
Oh.
The one that never has an answer.
Yeah, yeah. Every time I see her, I think of good shit Polly puts on. Yeah, I mean, I bet that it's really close. I think Jupiter must be affecting the planets are aligning. Just said this earlier. It's we always changed daylight savings time the phase or off of moon phases and off of other things, not the sun. Though we call it, daylight savings, it was we always went off with certain markers, and that's this weekend is where we actually we all feel it. We all feel that transition into fall. We all feel it. But no, we're stupid here in the United States and say, let's wait 2 weeks. So we have to wait another 2 weeks before we get to actually change our clocks. And that's what it is. That's what we're all used to. Is this is the weekend that we normally start. We'd go into this weekend changing our clocks. Oh, let's see here. Snowden can hold targets and Russian troops.
Oh, my
that
message
exactly
came up and I hit it and I wrote back to you in the chat, rewrite it but uncensored because.
Okay, hold on. Here, let me see. I can view the. Was this from Mike?
Yeah, he used like an emoji and a copyright.
He fucked himself for a bunch of spineless sheep.
I'm assuming it got held back because of the emoji.
The expletive. I mean, regardless of what you actually tried changing it to, the expletives are always. They always get hit, but whatever. We got you. Question for you all was brought to my attention today, July 8th. Japan Prime Minister assassinated August 8th. Mar-a-Lago raided September 8th. Queen passes October 8th. November 8th is the midterms.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's an interesting thought. That's very interesting. I did see that they were actually encapsulating, burying, doing whatever, holding a funeral for Abe. I think that was supposed to be today, if I'm not mistaken.
They're doing
yesterday.
it now?
Yeah. They're trying to the article that I was reading was trying to say that it was a political ploy on what they were actually doing with it.
How many months has he been? Hasn't it been like 2 months already?
Yeah, it's been a couple months. It's an important person, so.
It's a late funeral, but okay.
Oh, let's see here. What we got? Got a couple more people putting some comments in here for us. The worst part, it made absolutely no difference. It's only gotten worse. The interview Snowden did with Joe Rogan was interesting. Seriously, black-pilled me. I try to use the least apps possible. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Phil says the Snowden Assange crap is a distraction. Putin is being paid by rich people to destroy Ukraine food production. The rich have decided we will not have gas or food, but we will serve them for scraps. Funny how Greta Thunberg disappeared all of a sudden. Oh, she's still around. Ukraine is the breadbasket of Europe. It's an important area to control for them. Yeah, it really kind of is when it comes down to it. There's a lot of stuff that comes through those ports in Ukraine, the peninsula of Crimea. There's just so much activity that comes through that area. So much food, wheat productions, like super high. We've gone through some of this on different shows or whatever, where we go through percentages, like 70% of most of the grain that comes through there's produced for the United States comes through those particular ports. Most of us actually seen this. Most of us seen the impact of most of this actually happening. It wasn't anything else. It wasn't the closing of factories in the past few years. We've seen what happens. We still get stuff when they quote unquote close factories for pandemics. When it comes down to the grain that comes out of Ukraine and is used to produce the food for the world, it's amazing how much of it really does come from there. And how we've seen the bread aisles. Everybody's probably seen their bread aisles look like they're pretty empty there for a while. Mike, take the expletives out there, brother. They won't get blocked.
Sorry,
He fucked himself for a bunch. It's fine.
Yeah.
He fucked himself for a bunch of spineless sheep. I'm just, trying to help him fight the algorithm. Because it just sits there and kicks you out each time that you throw a F word at it. It don't like it. YouTube be like that. Along with burning down food plants. We just went through this, what was this, yesterday or the day before that we actually hit on food plants? There's one of the largest food plants in Europe was actually up in flames in Italy. So when you actually think about it, you're like, dang, food plants are up in flames. You're cutting off, main lines of grain production come out of Ukraine. Fuel lines come out through that area, whatever. Just so many things. Fertilizer. Everybody's going to be so confused come next year when there's like no fertilizer around, and why they're buying bags of dirt for their gardens and their whatever else that are really, really, really crappy dirt as opposed to being high in nutrient. Because why? There's no fertilizer. There's so much stuff that's not coming through. Lack of fertilizer can actually do just as much damage to food production as burning down a food plant. So we have to create in our language on to be you use.
Yes, Debbie, you have to be creative in your language on YouTube.
Yes, very, very creative with verbiage to get people to understand what you're saying without exactly saying it. Because when you say something straight out to them, some people just don't get it.
Farmers here in Indiana used to grow winter wheat. They don't do that as much anymore. Wow.
Farmers are here in India used to grow. Huh. That's interesting. You tell us more about that? We'll totally read your answers. We were talking about Snowden, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is news comes straight out the White House. Whatever you can see, Green's still wearing the same yellow shirt. This is during the same speech She was asked about her thoughts on Snowden, and again, listen to the same answer that she gives for almost everything.
First, does the administration have any reactions to former U.S. contractor Edward Snowden being granted a Vladimir Putin Russian citizenship?
Since I believe there have been some reports against him, we would need to
I wanted to also ask you about your announcement on.
We're going to point you to the Department of Justice on this. In other words, she has no answers. She doesn't care. She hasn't asked the Department of Justice herself. Let's go, Brandon. It's a flashbang. But I mean, pretty much. I mean,
Does she ever
absolute.
have an answer?
What's that?
Like, does she have an answer for anything? Like, come on.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't answer a damn thing. And these are the official answers of the White House on this. This isn't just her answer.
I mean,
this is the
I want her
official
job.
answers of the White House. This
I
is
want her
what
job.
this is. It doesn't put her name underneath the quote. It puts per the White House. This is what she's given for an answer if these questions arise. She's told straight out, this is what you say. She looks down, she reads it, and she's not even good at even looking up and finishing reading or whatever. She looks down and she reads it straight out off the piece of paper. And then she looks up. I'm going to have to actually point you out to the Department of Justice on that. She repeats the same line every single fucking time. You'd think that she'd have this memorized by now. But she doesn't memorize her lines. Why? Because she doesn't work very hard. And that's their official stance on Edward Snowden is, oh, well, go talk to the Department of Justice. We have no clue. We don't even know what we're doing. The last good one was Sarah Huckabee. I guess. I liked Kaylee. All right. Well, let's see here. This is normally where I'd get like a 5-minute, 6-minute, straight out rant from AmericaShirts going off about how ridiculous they are, in his own words, because he wouldn't use the word ridiculous. So we'll just give him a minute. We'll give him a minute to say what he'd normally say.
Is he coming in?
No. I don't know what this fool's doing. he's gonna see if he can actually run a show without him. That's
I
his deal.
literally messaged him. I was like, come on, Shirts,
do?
save me. I'm not as good as you at political commentary.
Oh yeah, that's right. This lady.
Cool.
Conservative. She's actually considered a conservative. Really.
Well, we can't see what you're looking at.
Oh, we'll get in there. This lady. Giorgia Meloni, set to become Italy's first female prime minister. I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting. Was this lady actually about? You know, maybe she'd actually be good for the job. It's a decent length article.
Wait, I want to see her face. Stop scrolling.
Oh, yeah, we'll give you a good. Here, let me try that again.
Okay. She's
I
not,
mean,
she's not as harsh on the eyes as
I
the
bet
other
she'd be fun.
a couple weeks ago.
That's just my
Yeah.
thought. Conservatives Giorgia Meloni set to become Italy's first female prime minister since this is the coalition led by Giorgia Meloni's brother in Italy. Party won Italy's election on Sunday, meaning the country's first national conservative government is set to take power. Additionally, the victory is set to take Meloni, the first female prime minister in Italian history. The coalition known as Centrodestra is an alliance between Meloni's brothers in Italy, former Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini's League, and former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi's Forza Italy. The coalition, led by the brothers of Italy, Giorgia Meloni, has a clear majority. Brothers of Italy is at over 26%, which is a league of 9%. It's very interesting to see somebody like this lady actually getting the position that she got. Because it's like, oh, wait a minute here. So are you actually a straight up right-leaning conservative and not one of those that's similar to like Liz Truss or something, trying to do.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about. And I was saying this one's easy on the eyes, unlike the other one.
Yeah, right, exactly. When you actually look at the difference, it's like, okay, she's maybe not so bad, but is she so bad in her politics? That's the question. Is her politics actually up to par? Let's see here. So let's share this one. Here you go. Giorgia Meloni is an Italian politician, journalist, a member of the Chamber of Deputies in Italy since 2006. She's led the Brothers of Italy political party since 2014 and has been the president of the European Conservative and Reformist Party since 2020. Meloni joined the Youth Front and the youth wing of the Italian social movement and the far-right political party with neo-fascist roots in 1992. She later became the national leader of Student Action and Student Movement and National Alliance. She was the councillor of the provinces of Rome from 1998 to 2002, after which she became the president of the Youth Action Youth Wing of AN. In 2008, she became appointed the Minister of Youth in the Berlusconi IV cabinet, a role in which she held until 2011. In 2012, she co-founded Brothers of Italy and became the president in 2014. She took part in the 2014 European Parliament election in Italy. In 2016, Rome municipal election as a mayoral candidate. She was not elected to either election. After the 2018 Italian general election, she led FDL as in opposition during the entire 18th Italian legislature, letting FDL grow into popularity in opinion polls, particularly during the Draghi cabinet, in which FDL was the only opposition party. FDL was the most voted party in the 2022 Italian general election. The right-wing populist Italian nationalists, her political positions have been described as far right. She's opposed to abortion, euthanasia, and to partnership marriages and parenting of the same-sex couples instead of asserting the nuclear families and exclusively headed by male-female pairs, opposed to the reception of non-European migrants and multiculturalism. She has been accused of xenophobia and Islamophobia, a supporter of NATO. She maintains, and that's where I kind of like, oh, she's a supporter of NATO. But most of that sounds good. It's like, yeah, okay, pointing towards that nuclear family. Most of those conservative right ideals. Most of us don't actually care about NATO or have any care at all when it comes to Nico. Glad I can help you with that, brother. Glad I can help you out with that.
Yeah, that's cute.
Put you to sleep.
Hi, Winning. Winning is here.
What's up, Winnie? We're not going to read anything more about this lady because this is this early life stuff. It really doesn't really get into exactly anything about her. Or obviously it goes into her, but about what she's actually about right now and what she's actually doing and trying to do with this party that she helped create, and she's going to bring it to the forefront to actually, hopefully run a country better than what's currently going on in most. One thing that I didn't see, which I did look for.
Nico said, can you please read from Wikipedia and monotone? No, we're done with Wikipedia.
No, I'm done with Wikipedia. So basically the question is Georgia George, dang it, close those pages. What was your last name?
Who?
Oops. What was her name? Do you remember her name?
Georgia something. Or was that her last name? Georgia. Wait, why aren't we just we go to the strict show setup?
I didn't put anything in there.
Oh, you boomer!
I just messed the whole thing up. But okay, so I did a look to see if she was part of the World Economic Forum, because that's pretty much a big telltale right there. And when I did a look, I seriously did not find her. I was going to do a search over just now. I'm going to look at my history real quick. It should be. Meloni. Giorgia Meloni.
Nico's asking about MTG.
What about MTG?
He said, speaking of conservative MILFs, how's MTG?
I don't know. I haven't been there yet.
Do we have anything on her for tonight?
No. Was there something good about her, or it was just the MILF thing?
No. I mean, you didn't ask me to help you research anything today, so I haven't looked at.
No, I'm talking to. Who'd you say short order cook today?
Nico.
Nico. I mean, you know.
Nico. Toy Box, where the heck have you been?
Toy Box Brain.
Second talk mod.
What's up, man? Good to see you. Let's see here. Okay, so got that name, and let's put in WEF here real quick, and let's see if we can't come up with anything that ties her to the World Economic Forum.
Are we investigating right now?
Yep, we're gonna actually see if we can't tie this lady to the World Economic Forum. Let's see. First thing when I look the two up together, let's share this screen. I mean, it's a crappy CNN article, but far right party became a driving force in Italian politics. This is from yesterday. But it said something. Conservative Party agenda has LGBT rights.
Ooh, Winning Reality says look up her funding.
Yeah, I mean, that's an idea. I can look up her funding as well. Stop that. There's something, there was a line in there. It says, when Giorgia Meloni first burst into the political scene in 2006 as the youngest according to the World Economic Forum Gender Survey. The parent election government, Giorgia Meloni. Pull some more articles up, you know, because we don't always get the chance to always pull up articles the whole time. So that one was through the Australian, but it's saying it's blocked. I can't actually read it. It says the apparent election of government, Gloria Meloni, George Soros with the International Finance of the World Economic Forum are all in the same sentence. Kind of makes you wonder if she's not part of the World Economic Forum. So you get another forum leader. The recession is stuck in the World Economic Forum. Really kind of makes me think that she's actually part of the World Economic Forum, and she has something to do with, you know, the grander, you know, scheme of things.
Huh.
You know, just, you know, it doesn't matter what side of the realm you're on. If you're deep into the bull crap, and you know, I'm still skimming articles here. That's why I'm kind of breaking up in thought.
Okay.
Left to announce they no longer support strong, independent women.
I'm doing homework while I co-host.
Perfect. What's going on? Num.
Phil said,
Phil
man,
says,
I want a steak and cheese sub with some slightly
you're
burnt
making me
onions,
hungry.
real bread on a crisp.
Everybody's like, oh, you're making me hungry. This, that, and the other hungry.
Phil,
You notice?
it
You
looks
notice?
like
I
you're
didn't even. I
describing a
wasn't
Philly
even looking over
cheesesteak.
there.
You weren't?
No,
Where were you looking?
just something. I'm looking at this article here just to see if there's anything that was
There's a food ad on it.
in there about her fundage. You know, just trying to figure out. And it kind of looks like she, you know, just potentially might be, you know, part of the World Economic Forum, and the rest of that, which, you know, if they keep on getting these seats, regardless to what side of the aisle they're actually politically standing on. It's not going to be cute whatsoever. People need to pay attention to who they're actually allowing.
Short Order Cook says, yeah, WEF like Jacinta Ardern, the New Zealand Prime Minister.
Yeah, see? And just like the new leader of Sri Lanka, and, you know, like I said, Liz Truss, you know, it's just, we can keep on, you know, picking up names out of all these different countries, all the ones that are seeming like they're all going to win, like they're actually going to be something, and kind of really make us all wonder what in the world is going on here.
Huh. Well, I just
If-
Googled her name and it says a tweet came up from 2021. Let me pull it up. Let's see. It's loading.
Okay, while you pull that up, I'm gonna actually grab this. There's this video here, 2 minutes and 14 seconds, English subtitles. The women of WEF fear most. Georgia. Listen to this powerful speech. Again, it's in English subtitles because, you know, she's going to speak in Italian. This is about what we are doing here today. Why is the family an enemy? Why is the family so frightening? There is a single answer to all these questions. Because it defines us, because it is our identity. Because everything that defines us is now an enemy. For those who would like us to no longer have an identity and to simply be perfect consumer slaves. And so they attack national identity and they attack religious identity. They attack gender identity and family identity. I can't define myself as Italian Christian woman mother. No. I must be citizen X, gender X, parent 1, parent 2. I must be a number. Because when I am only a number, when I no longer have an identity or roots, then I will be the perfect slave at the mercy of the financial speculators. The perfect consumer. That's the reason why. That's why we inspire so much fear. That's why this event inspires so much fear. Because we do not want to be numbers. We defend the values of human being. Every single human being, because each of us is a unique genetic code that is unrepeatable. I'm such a boomer. Because we will never be slaves of the simple consumer and mercy of financial speculators. That is our mission. That is why I speaks fast. Chesterton wrote more than a century ago. Let's see if I can find it. Fires will be kindled to testify the 2 and 2 make 4. What?
I don't see anything that links her to the delete.
Nope, it doesn't look like she's actually linked. Looks like she's totally against it.
Cool.
Swords be drawn to prove the leaves are green in summer. This video is actually from today. That time has arrived. We are ready. Thank you.
I don't
That's
understand
awesome.
Italian, but she sounds like a badass.
Yeah, totally against.
She a little baddie.
I like this lady. She's fun. She's going to be fun to watch. She's going to be fun to pay attention to. See where this lady actually brings us in the future. Good for the country, Italy. I'm glad that somebody's actually getting something good out of it. What's actually happening in this world. So global someone. Free trade.
Sanna Marin, the young Prime Minister of Finland, was nominated as one of the young leaders by the WEF. That was short order quick. I said that.
2 hours.
No word from Shirts.
Not a single word.
And the word is hero, Donald Trump. You're fired.
Wow.
Just kidding. I love you, Shirts.
He's not fired.
I said just kidding. I was just teasing him.
I'm just hoping everything's okay.
Okay. I did ask about his well-being. Don't worry. I wasn't just messing around with him.
All right.
Do we have anything
Well,
else?
Cinema says that she's going to support reinstating full filibuster. She's Democrat. Anybody that doesn't know who Cinema is, she's Democrat of Arizona. She's actually going to support the filibuster. She wants to actually keep it the way it is, which would require 60 votes to move anything forward in legislation. If you take the filibuster away, the Senate becomes the 51-50, which can be dangerous in anybody's hands. It's nice to see that somebody's actually smart enough from the left to actually step up and be like, oh, you know, this might bite us in the ass later if we actually take this away. Why? Because that's what it always does. Every time that they mess around with the filibuster, it bites them in the ass. Leave it alone. It's there for a reason. Trucker John, cinnamon needs to be primaried. You know, some people may feel that way.
Short order.
I'm glad that
said-
she actually had the gall to,
Ow.
the balls to stand up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I cracked my neck and it hurt. But I was saying, Short Order Cook said there's a list on the World Economic Forum for every year of the young global leader, and at the end of it, there's a list to watch. Search Meet Our Young Global Leaders for year date.
Mm-hmm.
So
Didn't look like she was up there. He is telling me the truth.
Winning Reality says maybe he found America pants and is making an outfit. That was awesome. That was great. Oh, we needed that. We needed that.
So then here's the article that I was kind of grabbing those facts out of. It says, isn't it disingenuous? Manchin put a hot seat over Inflation Reduction Act. It'd be bad for us as Americans to think that we should always feed our short-term desires rather than thinking about the long term. So, not only am I committed to the 60-vote threshold, I have an incredibly unpopular view. I actually think we should restore the 60-vote threshold over the areas in which they've been eliminated already. There are states that have gone through this that have removed it and tried putting it at whatever. Every single state's pretty much trying to go through some kind of change to actually make it a simple majority of 51%, and that's dumb. That's the dumbest thing you should ever do. You need to have a majority of people that are willing. They work for us, not the other way around. They're not there, to do a job. They're there to do it for us. So then it says, Not everyone likes this because it's harder for us to confirm judges, and it would make it harder for us to confirm executive appointments in each administration. But I believe that we did restore it. We would actually see more of that middle ground in all parts of the governance, which is what I believe our forefathers intended. She's actually trying to do what she's ethically meant to do, and that's to keep things the way they were and keep the order the way it was, because once you change it, there's no going back. There's no going back to it. There's nothing that you can do once they actually go and they change this and they try doing a 50-50 Senate or whatever, and there's things just are gonna fly through. They're going to ramshackle through more billions and trillions of dollars, and we're just going to be so upset with it. Let's see here. So then, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, who introduced Sinema at the event as one who nuked the filibuster for Supreme Court judicial nominations in 2017 in order to confirm Justice Neil Gorsuch. Former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid removed the filibuster for all lower court judicial nominees in 2013. Before speaking out against the filibuster rollback, McConnell, who advocates keeping the current filibuster in place, gave Sinema a glowing introduction. I've only known Kristen for 4 years, but she is, in my view, the most effective first-term senator I've seen in a long time in the Senate. As one of the two centrist Democrats of the 50-50 Senate, Sinema has sunk several bills relating to the President Joe Biden's agenda, with Joe Manchin including the Build Back Better last year. The pair later came up to a deal with the Inflation Reduction Act and other bills that gave Democrats legislative victories to tout before the midterm elections. Again, we all kind of already knew that she was doing some of this, and that she was actually, being one of those on the edge and kind of like, no, let's not do the whole Build Back Better. Let's do a whole bunch of small things that, equate to the Build Back Better to make it look like we made several different leaps instead of making one big leap. And to make it look like we drug it out until midterms so that we can we can try tooting our drums before everything happens or whatever. It just is so stupid. But as far as that goes, you can see that she's actually not for going and changing the filibuster rules. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm kind of glad that she's actually changed her mind on some of that. Or she hasn't really. She's actually had this mindset for a while. This once before, and she's going to continue to, hopefully die on this hill of no, the filibuster needs to stay. It really does need to stay, because the second they take it away and then hands change, the right's not going to be so nice about things. They're going to actually, make it worse. So I'm not really for one side or the other. I think both sides need to be eliminated.
They both equally suck.
Right? What else do I have here?
I don't know. I would have been able to tell you if you had posted it where you usually post things.
Yeah, but sometimes I don't do all of them. Sometimes even when I post them in there, I don't do them all. I skip some of them.
I'm just giving you
So,
shit.
oops, that's not what I wanted.
What'd you
Share
do?
screen. This is the last thing that I actually had. Again, I started from the end. I went to the beginning and I worked myself to the middle. Wishing that AmericaShirts is here, because I know that he has things, thoughts, opinions to go along with some of the stuff. So then you can see it says Kayla Ellingson, alleged killer, not under house arrest. no curfew after posting very low bond. So this Kaler Ellingson, this is this young man from North Dakota. So this is first on Fox. Shannon Brandt, who is accused of fatally hitting 18-year-old Kaler Ellingson in an SUV, is not under house arrest as no curfew after posting a $50,000 bond, according to court documents obtained in Fox News Digital. Brandt, 41, was released from jail after posting a $50,000 bond on September 20th after police say he fatally hit Ellington with an SUV during the early morning hours of September 18th following a street dance in a local bar in McHenry, North Dakota. The incident happened around 2:35 a.m. on September 18th. Court documents show stating that Brandt originally fled the scene, but later called 911 and told the operator that he hit Ellingson because he believed that the teenager was part of a Republican extremist group and that he had a political argument with Ellingson. Brandt also alleged that Ellingson was calling other people to come get him. Ellingson was left with serious injuries and taken to a local hospital where he later died from his injuries. So, I mean, over political views? You bring it to this point? You bring it to the point of actually going and running somebody down with a four-wheeler because their political views were different than your own?
This is what they want.
You've gone too far.
This is what they want. This is what, like, the political leaders, when they go on, what's it called, their press tours and whatnot, speeches, they're really just riling people up for hatred towards each other. Like I said, they're causing the divide. That's freaking ridiculous. You can talk.
No, it's fine. I was just kind of looking at some of these messages real quick. And I agree with Momentum Mari. We seriously need to replace all Democrats and outlaw that corrupt globalist party. It's exactly what it is. You go back, look at a history book, look at what Democrats have always done, and you'll actually understand why he says what he says. Everything that's ever been created, such as the KKK, has been created by Democrats. The filibuster created by Democrats.
That's true.
Just saying. I mean, we can throw around facts or whatever all we want, but when it comes down to it, that's exactly what it is. Democrats are the worst.
They're more destructive than they are constructive.
So, article Brian Niewind said that no evidence suggesting that Ellingson was part of the Republican extremist group or that the incident involved politics. Court documents obtained in Fox News Digital show that Brandt was not placed under house arrest and has no curfew after posting bond. Under the terms of Brandt's bail order, he cannot leave North Dakota, cannot drink alcohol, and must participate in 24/7 sobriety program that consists with constant testing. Brandt is also allowed to possess a firearm destructive device, not allowed to possess a firearm destructive device or other dangerous weapon. Cannot go within 300 feet of Ellingson's family. In another filing, North Dakota Highway Patrol said that Brandt admitted to striking someone he never met with his vehicle and then left the area. Sounds like a hit and run. But why did they bring the politics into it? What did the politics have to do with it whatsoever, period? Why? Because that's what makes it actually make it noteworthy and make everybody bring it up and everybody across the United States hears about it because, oh my God, it was political. When at Brandt's residence after the incident, police found disturbance in the dirt in the hood of the front end of a 2003 Ford Explorer, as well as more damage to the car. Brandt is charged with criminal vehicular homicide, as well as leaving the scene of a crash involving a death after the incident. Former Assistant U.S. Attorney Nima Rahman told Fox News Digital that the bond handed down to Brandt is a low amount and woefully inadequate. Yeah, it's a low amount, no question. Whenever you're dealing with a vehicular manslaughter case, that's low in general. The funeral for Ellingson is held on Monday at 1 o'clock in Carrington, North Dakota. In the statement of the Fox News Digital, Brandt's attorney, Mark Fries, said he wants to give the family time to grieve before issuing a statement. It would be inappropriate for me to comment before the family and community have been given time to grieve. It's also premature, blah, 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 whatever. We don't give a shit. Either way, was it political? Or was it not? Because they first come out like it's all political. It's a political thing. He's a young kid is a right wing extremist, and because those ones are the ones that are dangerous. Those are the ones that are running around burning down buildings. They're the ones that are running around, burning, looting, and rioting, over 2020, right? The right wing? Oh, wait, no, that was the left. That was the Democratic left that was burning down buildings. Why are we concerned about one kid? Oh, because his political leanings are a little bit different. I should run him down. It was to hope that this man goes away for the rest of his life. No curfew after posting $50,000 bond. So what? He can go out and he can run down somebody else? Either way.
It's ridiculous.
Thoughts? No?
My thoughts are I mean, I don't even know how to put it into words. I'm sure you know what I'm thinking because you know me, but this is literally what they want. They want Democrats and Republicans.
Oh yeah, they tried making it political.
Yeah, they literally incite the hatred and the violence and the anger towards each other. And it's really annoying at this point. And people give into it. Sheeple give into it. They literally play right into their traps. I'm done.
So, if everybody hasn't already, please go hit that like button for me. There's whole 10 people watching. The 10 people that are watching, I'm pretty sure should have already hit that like button, right?
See, they all left because Shirts didn't show up and I'm here. I'm not as interesting as him. Just saying.
Yeah, bro.
Also, just a reminder, Koolfrogg needs a new graphics card, so if you can lend a helping hand, I just posted his links in the chat for you. Damn it, my mom's calling me. Hold on.
So, all that being said, make sure you check out Jessica Reloaded. There are links around here for her. If you don't know where those are, hit me up. We'll make sure that we get those links to you. Check her out. She's a very interesting person to watch and listen to. Be sure that you do check out AmericaShirts.com, the most base shirts on the planet. Use promo code Koolfrogg, get 15% off of anything in the store. That being said, hit up the PayPal. Hit up the buymeacoffee.com. Koolfrogg. Help me out. They're there. She heard me. She was listening. She put up her own links. Hit those links.
I was
Help her out.
listening. I was listening, but I had myself muted because my mom called my phone.
Which is fine. I was just trying to close out the show or whatever. So, check her out.
Oh, okay.
Links for AmericaShirts are down below. Use that promo code Koolfrogg. Get 15% off anything in that store. Division. Always use real butter. Yeah. I agree.
True.
I mean,
Everything tastes better with real butter, especially when you cook steak in it. Oh my god.
meat fat, is preferable. Just saying. You can melt meat fat down. You can render it. You can do, so many things with meat fat.
You just made me want to test out bacon grease and cook a steak in bacon grease. I'm going to test it out one of these days. I'll let you know how it is.
So,
Phil said
stop that.
that.
So, before we do go, was there anything that anybody else wanted to have us share, speak of? Have any questions for us? Otherwise, we're going to skedaddle for the night. We'll give you all a few minutes to say something, just in case. Ask your questions now.
Ooh, Memento said I cook up mushrooms in it and put them on my steak. That sounds bomb too. I'm hungry now.
Yum. I'm gonna eat these beef sticks that are sitting here.
I got some sitting next to you too.
I was kind of mad there's no jalapeno ones in this one.
Oh, Debbie said she did comment tagging you. You can scroll up. Let's see.
I did comment tagging you. What? Where'd Debbie?
How far
Scroll up. Okay, let's see here. This is why I joined. When I said I was a Democrat, no one in here criticized me. After learning more, I'm changing my views politically.
Aww.
Yep. That's something.
Look at you, changing people's lives. I'm so proud of you.
And that's all.
Making the world a better place.
All we do is we come here. We come here to let you know that it's okay to have your own opinions. But we're also going to point out which ones are actually wrong. So, as far as that goes, thank you for joining us. Everybody say good night.
Good night, everybody.
Later.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.